Hey, today we're on Route 66 in New Mexico. We're headed to the town of Carnuel at the base of the Sandias Mountains. We just left Cedillo and Tijeras. This is New Mexico 333. And here we're going to find the Singing Highway, the Deadman's Corner, and a few other relics like Elephant Rock or what's left of it. Just head down New Mexico 333 here. We're going to leave Tijeras, and now we're entering the little town of Carnuel up here. Nothing too exciting, but we'll get to Deadman's Curve right up here. Hey, up here on the right where Interstate 40 is, headed eastbound, used to be a gas station right there. I think it's called Oscar's. At the side of the road, and they had to tear it down to make room for the eastbound lanes there. Now right up here on the left, this little section of road, it's called the Singing Highway. You need to be headed eastbound to hear it. It used to be little grooves cut out in the asphalt. You'd hum America the Beautiful to you, but it's been asphalted over, and it still works a little bit, but you got to be really, really quiet when you go across that to hear the Singing Highway. And right here, this is Deadman's Corner. We're going to go and park right here by the deer crossing sign. Here we have our 1937 Route 66. And this is looking west now, up here. And the road originally went straight through, up in these hills here. Called it Deadman's Curve. It's all twisty and winding up there. It's a dirt road. Ran straight across up into that canyon up there. Crossed the river twice on old timber bridges. Went down to the river, then followed the steep hills on the river's southwest and southern banks. So eventually it merged on the north side of our 1937 road, right here, way over the top of that hill. You look carefully, you might be able to see parts of the roadbed still up there. Let's see, anything stands out. It's really hard to see because all the junipers come in and cover up the road. Hey, let's take a closer look and see if we find anything interesting behind this gate. Anyway, see a dirt road down here. Heads all around the base by the river up ahead. Curves all around the hills. Let's see if we find any of our old Route 66 up there. I don't think so. Anyway, it heads right up there on the other side of Interstate 40. We're going to try our Singing Highway, see if it still works, but right on the edge here used to be little rumble strips. I think you might be able to see a little bit right now, but we're going to try to see if we get America the Beautiful to sing through the tires. Bicycle riders right in our way. Alright, so we turned around, we're going back west. This is our new Deadman's Corner, Deadman's Curve. Here's an early 1960s postcard at this location. If you're looking east, here's what it used to look at here at Tijeras Canyon. And this here is a 1930s view, also looking east behind us. The road we're on today followed a two-lane road that used from 1930s to the 1950s. And that was destroyed when our current road was built later on in the 1950s. At the flashing sign, those little flashing signs up there for the elk and the deer, if you look to the right, way up here, you'll be able to see a little portion of the old road up there behind the rocks here. And that met up this road here, and we're going to hang right at Anastasia Road here. Now if you make a right-hand turn here at Anastasia Road, way up here in the rocks, see a bunch of landmarks and where Route 66 used to come over after it crossed over today's I-40. We're going to head a little westbound on this road and we'll turn around and take a better view of what we might have found here. But right now it's just beautiful rubber rabbit brush plants and all sorts of beautiful little homes here on the hill. We'll stop right up here and get a view spot. Here we are looking eastbound. It's a big old peak right up there and all these little rocks, and especially see those little pile of rocks right there? I got some old photographs what this place used to look like on Anastasia Road. So anyway, this site is the site of the Child's Motor Court, dates back to 1930. There's a white squared off stucco style building with a large sign right on the front office there. And later, probably around 1940, the motor court was replaced by the old Tijeras Canyon trading post. There's a sign posted Indian curios and snakes in large capital letters. And check out these little Native American fellows. They're holding up their little homemade rugs. And that's the location right here, that big peak. Beautiful. So just ahead about 0.7 miles, see the old Route 66 sign right there? This is the location of a old motel called the Old Mountain Lodge, historic Old Mountain Lodge on Old Route 66, owned by Mr. and Mrs. C.B. Saunders. And that burned to the ground in 2014, sitting up in the beautiful foothills of Tijeras Canyon. 8 centrally steam heated full carpeted units, closed warm garages too, and its closest ski area in the timberline. It's the iconic Mountain Lodge neon sign before the fire, and today it can be found restored at the visitor center out in Albuquerque. So these buildings like to burn down, I suppose. We're going to head up, check out a neat little bridge. Now you want to come up to this really small bridge about 300 yards away from that burned down motel. We're going to stop right about here. I want to show you something really cool. It's called Riddle Road. Okay. Here we have the new bridge over Riddle Road right here, but I want to show you an old photograph. So here's an old photograph here. We're looking west. And this is the location we have today. But notice the single lane in the old lost bridge. Today it's that new concrete culvert. And looking up to the right, I'll show you in real time, right up here, that rock right there, kind of looks like a duck. Well, that same 1930s photograph taken at the bridge, here's what it looked like in 1930s on this road. Anyway, that's pretty neat. We're going to continue westbound on 333. Now on the other side of Route 66, this guy here is called Glacier Boulder. Famous big rock. And here's a photo of Glacier Boulder in 1940s on our 2-lane road. The landmark beauty is this giant boulder which dominates the grandeur of the many scenic spots in Tijeras Canyon. Possibly millions of years old, the boulder rests among other prehistoric volcanic formations on Route 66. That's called Glacier Boulder, right there. Continue on about a quarter mile west at Isidro Garcia Road. We have another landmark. This here is called D&H Circle. Location right here was the old Webb trading post, 1950s. It's called the Echo Canyon District of Tijeras, owned by Carl Spider Webb. Simple box design, smooth white stucco, sold Indian wares, rugs, and merchandise. The side of our old Webb trading post right here. Now we continue west about 1.1 miles. We're going to go over Interstate 40, continue on Route 66, and just past Polk Strong Horse Stables on the left, we'll find another place to visit. Now our stables building right here, this is once the site of the famous Paradise Club. It's all been torn down. Anyway, 1890s, this was a site of Fernando Selva's Ranch Resort. A simple roadhouse and a pavilion was added in 1925, and that building burned down in 1940. After that, the Paradise Valley Dude Ranch was built. 1951, that became the Paradise Club. Over the years, it held Dick Bill's Bar, and I think that's the same Dick Bill's and the Sandia Mountain Boys Entertainers, and they play here. It eventually became a feed store in 1970 called Spearcross Ranch, and then that burned down in 1996, and today it's called this Polk Strong Horse Stable. And I think right over here there's a big famous rock outside on the edge of the guardrail. Let's see if I can find that. Now right about here along the guardrail, all this rubble, these rocks, this is a site of the once famous Elephant Rock. Huge boulder resting on a flat rock served as his base. Once his famous natural landmark of Carnuel Canyon. Very popular place for tourists to pose, to take photos. Sometimes also called the Balanced Rock, Teapot Rock, but most commonly the Elephant Rock. And when Route 66 was widened, the rock was considered too dangerous for vehicles, so it was toppled over. Anyway, that's kind of all you're going to find here if I got the right location. So there you go, that's the town of Carnuel. We're going to head into Albuquerque, just straight ahead. Thanks for watching, have a great day, bye.